Welcome to Money Moves Podcast by KTVAECU, the financial podcast that brings you tips without all the fluff. And I got my good friend Caroline here.
Yeah.
And we are going to be talking about Caroline's grocery games today.
Before we jump into it, we're Molly and Caroline, two financial marketing coworkers turned besties, and we're here to help you take control of your cash.
Yeah, our goal is to just break it down for you so it's easy to understand and you can make some smart money moves and hopefully not bore you to death.
Yeah, and think of us as your financial hype squad, bringing you real advice, stories, and tips on how you can start stacking that cash.
Stacking that cash. That's what we like to do.
Oh, no.
Hello.
Today?
Forgot about it.
Oh, so
Anyways,
let's make some money moves.
Yes.
Little disclaimer before we jump in. We are not financial experts. We are just two regular people. Always do your own research or talk to a professional if you need personalized advice.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited for today's
I know,
topic.
you've
I'm
been
like
chomping at the
itching to
bit.
get into this
like,
one.
Molly, this is, when I said Caroline's grocery game, this is her. This is all her.
Yeah, this is all me.
This is her episode. But before we jump into that, as you guys have known, we've been talking with ETSU students. And here is a little bit about what they have to say about what they spend their money on.
What's the number one thing that you spend money on right now? Food.
Food. Definitely food.
Food.
Mine's food as well.
Food.
Food and school stuff.
Probably food. Fast food and everything.
I was about to say food. Yeah.
Fast food.
So obviously, as you all can tell, they're spending their money on food, and so
sure?
are we. Yeah, I think so. I think maybe just a little bit of their money goes to food. I just remember being that age. I don't know if you remember being that age, and like that's probably your number one concern.
Still, at my age.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
still
honestly,
the number
still.
one.
That's why we're talking about it today, because it's such a hot topic.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a
think.
want, sometimes it's a need, as we learned last week.
Yeah,
or
sometimes
last
it's a
time.
want, sometimes it's a need.
Last
I mean, it's always a need. You're always going to need food, but
Hungry.
I think a lot of it can be a want. Do you want to go to Taco Bell? I don't know.
It's a choice you have to decide.
Yeah, you got to decide that.
Do you
every
want the
day for
consequences
yourself.
of going to Taco Bell?
Yeah, first of all, that's a whole nother topic. Do you want the consequences of any fast food,
Yes.
really? But
Yes.
yeah, today we're focusing in on, and this is so fun for me because Molly has no clue what we're talking about today.
clue.
Let's give a little insight into our grocery shopping habits. I want to clarify that we're doing grocery stuff. Food in general, I think there's a lot of different ways you can save, but we're starting with your personal grocery shopping habits.
I already
and
feel
how to
bullied.
save when that is such a large category of people's budget. Don't feel bullied.
I already feel ashamed. Shame. Yeah, this is going... Okay, so you're helping your dear friend Molly out. This is what you're telling me in this
Yeah.
episode?
I feel like we talk about it a lot.
Yeah, because it's so expensive.
It is. It is really expensive.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's a major line item for people's budgets.
It is.
So
You're right.
when you go grocery shopping, what do? You just go in there, go ham. What do you personally do? I just want to know.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so yes. I'm like one extreme to the other, okay? I either have no food in my house
Yeah.
because it's too expensive, and
Yeah.
I will delay
Yeah.
the need to go
Yeah.
and suffer through. Or I do go to the grocery store and I just go in, pull what I need, what I want.
Yeah.
And then I get to the register to check out or self-check out, and I immediately regret the choice of going grocery shopping because it's like, oh my gosh, $300, $400, $500 later.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
It's so rough.
I'm
It's
not
so
great at
rough
it.
out there. And it's like, it's gotten worse as the years have gone along, but I think
Yes.
it's really bad right now. So
That's how I know, like, when things have changed is when my grocery budget, not even a budget, my grocery price changes because I'm like, wait a minute.
yeah.
This is more than I normally spend.
Yeah. And I think that's part of, okay, I'm just going to get into the tips because honestly,
I need tips.
knowing what you're dealing with before you walk into the store is half the battle.
So frustrating.
So I want to preface all of these tips by saying a lot of these tips are not fun. They're really hard to implement, and it has taken me a long time to get to a level where I think I've got my grocery budget routine really down pat.
I'm jealous.
Which is saying a lot because Molly knows this, but I don't know if a lot of people listening do. But I have a 6'3" husband. He is a weight. I'm not going to put him on blast or anything, but he's a big boy. Like, he's a large guy. And so feeding him oftentimes, and this is just one person, can't imagine if kiddos are in the picture. It's like I have to budget a lot of money for just protein. Sometimes when I'm like, why are we spending this much on chicken breasts? Like, we're getting a lot of chicken breasts. So it's taken me a long time to get to this point where I feel, first of all, confident in what I'm talking about and how we plan our groceries, and two, feeling confident in my budgeting ability for groceries, because I used to be the same way. I'm like, I'm walking into the store, I don't know how much money I'm about to drop, but I know it's about to hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
And even when I was in college, it was like another year of ramen.
Yeah.
You know.
And one of the things that I wrote down specifically that I wanted to note to people is stores, and specifically grocery stores, are designed to make you impulse buy. They are designed strategically to make you have a hard time not just picking something up and putting it in your cart because you need it. Same with how they label the deals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like half of the battle is just understanding that and adapting week by week, you know, as you do it.
That little marketing strategy they have.
Yeah, it's really
We don't know anything about that.
We don't know anything about that, but they'll get you. They'll get you with it for sure. So my first tip is plan ahead. And in my mind, there's 3 different stages of planning that you have to do when you're grocery shopping. Okay.
I'm already.
I know you're already tired. I know.
Getting overwhelmed.
I know.
Okay,
and
hear me out.
I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. So the first step is you have to know, and this is the fun step in my opinion. You have to know what you want to eat. So that,
I'm already doomed.
I know. Molly's like, I can't
I
do
want to
this.
eat.
So yeah,
know what I want to eat.
First thing is planning what you want to eat and make. This way you can take stock of the items that you already have and the items that you're going to need to purchase. That's number 1.
I'll do the research. I'll save the bookmarks of the recipes. I'll add to cart the items I want.
Yeah.
I'll buy said items for all the meals and then never make a single one.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna try to motivate you out of that.
Okay.
In the back half.
Right.
Okay. So the second part of the planning is your list. So this is when you are crafting what you need and what you've decided that you need from the planning section, and you have to stick with it when you're in the store.
Ooh, okay.
That is tough. But let me say, the first time I stuck 100% to my list, didn't get anything else, I felt so validated. I was like, I did that. That's really cool. Like, I did that. Like I said, this is a really big hurdle because the stores are designed to make you want to pick stuff up. And even the deal stickers that you see are designed to be like, oh, that's a good deal.
It's on sale, right?
But how do you know that if you haven't compared to other prices, if you haven't done? So that's why you're doing your research on the front end. So you can be like, no, actually, I know that this deal is not what I need right now. So I'm not even going to pick it up. I'm not even going to bother.
That's a good point because my husband has told me this. So I used to like when there was like the whole coupon rage where everybody was like extreme couponing. I was like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, I got a coupon for that. He's like, Molly, you're still spending more with the coupon than if you got an alternate brand.
Yeah. Or if you just bought it when you needed it.
When you need it. Because it's probably going to go bad.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I think sometimes picking up stuff when they are deals and like freezing it and whatever is a good idea. But you just need to be aware before you step in the store of like, oh, they have this deal going on. Let me compare it to other stores or other times of year seasonally. That's also something I'll talk about in a little bit. So while you might see a deal that you didn't notice, just ask yourself if you really need that item for what you're prepping for. But I think the best way, and this is the third step of planning, I think the best way to figure out kind of your shopping cadence is figuring out where and when to shop. So that's also an aspect of the planning. I shop at Aldi and Target. Those are my 2 main places that I shop. I don't do groceries at Target, but I do household items. So like they run coupons a lot on like toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies, blah, yada, yada, yada. That laundry detergent. That's where I get all of my, or most of my household items.
Okay.
The other store that I utilize is Aldi. Each store is different, but like, for example, Aldi's cadence is new items drop on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So that is when they release new household items. That's when they do their like weekly deals and stuff. So their reset is Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I'm never going to shop on a Wednesday because I know an Aldi is going to be packed on a Wednesday. I usually wait a couple days and I'm either a Saturday or a Sunday shopper.
I think Kroger's is Wednesdays too.
Yeah, a lot of weekly deals come out on Wednesdays. But wherever you shop or decide to shop, just find out what the cadence of when they drop their weekly deals is. And that's what I suggest shopping to.
Okay.
I also wanted to say, if you have a hard time sticking with a list, you can start this whole process by finding stores that do free pickup. So Kroger does free pickup.
Yes.
Aldi does a little bit of an upcharge on their items, but I'm talking minuscule for free pickup.
I didn't even know they had that.
So they'll bag all your items and then you can just go pick it up. So that is a really good way too if you are anxious when you get in the store, it's too busy, it's too much happening, or you're like, I can't stick to this list no matter what I try.
Yeah.
Try some of those options. Your stores might have great options for that.
Okay.
So that's the planning section of how to conquer the grocery store.
So
Producer note.
our producer has given his input on
That is such a good tip.
his grocery tip.
Yeah, our producer just held up a note that said, don't grocery shop hungry. And that's also an amazing rule of thumb.
That's so true.
Don't walk into the store at a time of day when you're hungry. Like, don't do it.
Don't do it. But I also can say, I mean, if you're going to save money, grocery shop right after you eat. You won't buy a thing.
Yeah, you won't buy a thing. Yeah, reverse is true.
Okay, what was step one?
First of all, you're going to plan. You threw me off so bad with that.
What was the first one?
Meal, what do you want to eat?
Okay, figure out what you want to eat.
Yep.
Make a list.
Mm-hmm.
Figure
Stick
out
to the
when.
list.
Stick to the list. When and where.
Yep. And that's pretty much it for planning.
We're done through planning. Okay,
Yeah.
Here we go. And don't go hungry.
So,
and don't,
and don't shop hungry. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Okay, then the next thing that I'm going to give is like bigger advice, right? So another tip that I have is this is like when you're meal planning, when you're looking at stuff that you want to eat, think about things that are in season. That's a big tip too, is things are going to be way more pricey if you're buying them off season. For example, I have been craving cherries for weeks and they're not in season and I'm just having to curb that craving. I actually bought a like frozen pack of like cherry smoothie mix to bite that craving because they're not in season right now. So they're super expensive compared to where they were at this summer. So that's just a little tip I have. Yeah, it did. I made a cherry morning smoothie. It was really good. Delicious. So that's another thing. If you also buy things that are in season that you might not want, or you're like, oh, I might want this later, you can can it, you can dry it, you can freeze it. That's a great way to save money too. Yeah. I'm not super into that side of the world, but I'm getting the steps to like, oh, maybe I can take this and freeze it and buy it later. That's great for meat too. If you see like a protein that you really like that is on sale, get it and freeze it for later. That's a good one.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining all of our ETSU friends in their dorms with their mini freezer.
Yeah.
Stocking up on cherries.
Yeah, that's less of a college tip than it is a just when you're going down the pathway. Yeah, sort of your mom and dad's. When you're going down the pathway of grocery shopping, even if you're just doing your weekly planning, just try to pick things that are in season. This is getting to what you were saying about tossing stuff out. And I want you to not feel alone in this. Okay. So according to Rescuing Leftover Cuisine, which is a nonprofit that redistributes excess food to people experiencing food insecurity, 40% of food produced, processed, and transported in the U.S. is wasted and ends up in landfills. Ugh. And you can correlate that same percentage over to like your personal groceries.
I'm sure,
Yeah. So I want to provide that statistic to motivate you to plan and use the stuff that you buy, because wasted food is a drain to natural resources, wallets, and communities.
Yeah.
It's really a drain on your wallets, though.
It really
for sure
does. It makes me so mad.
So when you take that for 40% and you apply it to yourself, let that statistic motivate you to plan out and use what you have, because it affects everyone. It affects more than you, like when you are tossing out your produce.
Yeah. And I've talked to people, like people in my friends group. I'm like, often you throw stuff away?
Yeah, like how often
And
you
they're
doing
like,
this?
it's every time. Like it just something happens, it goes bad because you make the choice to go out and eat instead or whatever the scenario is, and it's like, man, we were gonna fix XYZ or whatever. So.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, how do you organize your fridge? Is your produce tucked away in crisper drawers and stuff like that?
Yes, we do that. And that's part of what happens.
I was going to say,
is it no longer a scene.
The absolute number one game changer that has helped me throw away, I probably don't throw away any produce anymore.
Oh, wow.
Which is huge, is I have reorganized my fridge to be more friendly to what I need to use. So my drawers are used for meat and cheese, which I always kind of know what I have.
I always know
in
how
that
much
stock.
cheese I got.
I always know how much cheese I got. I always. It's just like, I think some of the things is if your diet is inclined to meat and dairy, those are like the building blocks of what you want because they're tasty, yummy, where you might not always want to use your fruits and veggies. Yeah. So we have meat on one side, cheese on the other side, and then on our top thing that is out for us to see are two things: leftovers and vegetables.
Ooh, yeah.
So we always know what is there and what we need to eat because it's right at eye level. So you're like, oh man, you feel bad when you're staring at it. You're like, oh man, I really need to use that spinach before then. It's looking a little rough.
Yeah. It'd be yelling at you every time you open the door.
Exactly. Right now I have a cucumber that's yelling at me and I'm like, I gotta
cucumber.
get a little cucumber. I gotta get it. Gotta use it and eat it with some hummus. That's why I got it. So I just wanted to say that don't feel bad if you are wasting your produce because it takes time to figure out how to not do that.
Yeah.
And it's a problem across the United States.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not alone in
You're
this.
not. You're really not.
Alone.
That's 40% of all food produced.
That's
Is that
wild.
not crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the tip there for me is reorganize your fridge to be friendly to you and like what you know you need to use.
Yeah.
Because it does help a lot.
Yeah.
From personal experience.
That's good.
Yeah. Another just tip that I have is you got to limit your convenience foods, which sucks so much. But I'm going to give a real life example of just a price breakdown of something that is a convenience food that I'm like, oh man, I can do this myself and do it better.
Okay.
So I know cooking can be really scary for those who are just starting out, and that prepackaged food is so convenient. It saves you time.
Right.
But the thing is, it doesn't save you money. And it's not always like the best for you because you don't know what's in it.
Absolutely.
So it often comes with that higher price tag because of those two things. It saves you money or it saves you time.
Yeah.
So you are sacrificing a lot for that time and you don't realize it. So my advice here is choosing whole foods and ingredients that you prepare yourself. Expanding your knowledge on how to cook those things will help stretch your budget because they tend to be more budget friendly when you make them yourself.
It is.
It really is. And this is my example is Molly knows this about me. I'm a breakfast sandwich girl.
Oh, yes.
I love a breakfast sandwich. So for the longest time in college, it literally has been probably up until the past year, I was buying those Jimmy Dean ready to pull breakfast sandwiches. I did the breakdown of
I love your notes.
Yeah, the cost difference is. And so a Jimmy Dean 8-pack of breakfast sandwiches is $11.69 total for 8 sandwiches. That breaks down to $1.46 a sandwich. I recently started making these for me and my husband myself.
Okay.
First of all, they're way better.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
sure they are.
way better.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah, sorry, Jimmy. Love you. Sustained on you for a long time. But the breakdown of the sandwiches, so for 12 eggs, I got those for $3.59. The cheese I got for $2.09. The meat that I got was $3.45. And then the muffin itself that I was using was $1.65. In total, this comes to $8.56 per sandwich. Whoa.
I was like,
sorry.
This is the opposite
Sorry.
direction.
No, you're right. No, it came to $8.56 total and $1.07 per sandwich.
Okay.
So that's like roughly a little over 40 cents of savings, which adds up. I mean, the total being $8.56 compared to $11.69. When you do that over and over, and also the crazy thing about that is I can actually make more sandwiches. I wanted to do a cost comparison for you all, but
Yeah.
I can actually make more sandwiches when I'm by my own supplies
Right, yeah.
than just that 8. So I'm
And-
actually getting
yeah.
more out of it than just
Yeah.
that. So
And it
there's
tastes
more
way
savings.
better. And you know
tastes way
what's in
better.
it.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
I know
all
what's in
processed.
it because I
Yeah.
made it. That's
Wow,
my tips.
look at those tips.
yeah,
I don't
know
feel
if this
as
helps.
bullied.
Okay. You think you're going to utilize any of these tips?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. She said maybe.
I will. I am going. Here's what I'm going to start
Yeah,
with.
tell
Here's
me
my
tell
goal.
me what you're going to start with. What's the goal?
Because the thing is time is my currency.
Oh, yeah.
That's my money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to make a list. I don't know how much planning I'll do, but I'll make a list.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try not to let the stores influence me with their marketing
Yeah.
and their placement at the store. That's where I'm going to start.
Since you said time is your currency, let me give you some motivation.
Okay.
First of
motivate.
all, if you need to utilize the pickup, that will save you time that
Oh,
you're not spent
yes.
shopping in the store.
Use it every time.
Maybe try it with Aldi. I know I'm trying to convince you to get on the Aldi train.
Yes.
So that way you don't have to spend time in the store.
Yes.
Also, if you are shopping by your list, I have noticed that when I stick to my list, I'm in and out like that. I'm spending no
saving
time.
more
It's
time.
literally less of like ripping off a Band-Aid because I don't have to hem and haw through the aisles and scooch around
Yeah.
everyone. I'm in and out. I know exactly what I need. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada
And
boom.
there you go.
And
Saving
there you
time
go.
is your currency. There you go.
And speaking of currency,
Oh my gosh, what a transition. That
you,
was really
thank you,
good, Molly.
Thank you. It is time for our little segment of coin toss. Coin toss. Where we'll flip the coin, and what will happen is we'll talk either a save or splurge story, a confession story.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a fun story that you want to share. Whatever it is, you get to pick. The loser gets to tell their financial win
Oh
for the
man,
week.
I hope I win this toss because I have no weekly win.
Yeah. No! I think it's your turn to toss, actually.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
You
Yes.
tossed last
Is
time.
it?
Give me that. Give me that. Okay.
Heads.
Loser. She's
got
got to
the
come up
big
with a
L.
weekly win. I won.
I won, she said. Okay.
Loser.
Well,
Okay, so I'm going to do a save or splurge because I am just curious. It could be a hot take.
okay.
What is your take on saving money or spending money on skincare?
Oh, why? Why?
This is a rough
hate
episode for
this
Molly.
me. A splurge.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a splurger on my skincare. I didn't used to
Okay.
be. I mean, I didn't wash my face for like the first 30 years of my life. But
Yeah, which is insane because you have such good skin. It's just not
you.
fair.
Okay, thanks. I'm a splurger, but I'm mindful of splurge.
Oh, okay.
So, kind of like, okay, I just had a realization. I need to apply the principles that I use for makeup and skincare to my grocery shopping. Because basically what I do is I look at the stores to see who's running deals. I hate this. for me.
Get out.
And so like recently Ulta ran like their 21 days and it was
Mm-hmm.
like 50% off. That is when I buy my luxury items. Skincare.
This is literally what I just said the whole episode.
I'm sorry.
She's like, it's so freaking hard, guys. I can't do it when it comes to the store.
I hate this for me. Please don't bully me. Yeah. So basically take what you do for groceries.
Yeah.
And that's what I do for skincare.
Well, I also do that for my skincare,
but
but
I'm a splurger though. I'll drop it if I need
I'm
to.
a saver on skincare.
Yeah.
I'm a cheapie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got to save up for the big skincare items. Like, I got to
Yes.
save up for Botox and stuff like
Dang,
that.
okay.
So
Well, that's a whole
that's
nother
why
level
I
for me.
save on
Yeah.
my normal stuff. I just do over the counter, like normal CeraVe.
Yeah.
Like,
She's a good one.
yeah, she's a good one.
Yeah.
She's like my go-to. So I'm a saver. I don't know. I just have stopped I used to during COVID times. I feel like I was like, oh, new skincare item just dropped.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. But
Yeah.
now I've like cut back so much and I honestly can't really tell a difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there are those moments I have too.
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
It's all the same thing.
it's the same, right?
Just look at the
read
ingredients.
Oh my gosh.
Get out. Get out.
Why are we the way we are?
Yeah. Well, I hope that this motivated to take your skincare and apply it to your groceries.
Yes,
Molly.
that was like a revelation, man. You just like,
You're walking out of here a new person.
I am. Wow.
Are you going to go grocery shopping on Sunday?
No,
She said no.
That's never gonna happen.
Different day of the week.
That's
we'll pick.
never gonna happen. Yeah, different day of the week. Okay, well, my financial win, you're going to be so proud of me, but
Okay.
it's a story, so just stick with me. It's
Okay.
a financial win story that really aligns with this episode.
Okay.
So Caroline's been trying to get me to go to Aldi forever and ever and ever. And finally, like a week or two ago, I finally went.
Yay!
I finally went. And so Caroline said, if you go, make sure you take your own bags because that's part of why their stuff is a little cheaper because you don't have bags.
Yeah.
So I was prepared with my bags. I had my bags. I go walking in. I'm like, oh, I need a buggy. Shopping cart.
Whatever.
Oh my, wow, we are on one today.
What can I say?
What can I say? So anyways, so I go and I'm like, oh, I need a shopping cart. You got to have a quota.
You gotta have a quota.
I didn't have one.
Yeah, I did forget to tell her.
So I'm texting her like, you didn't tell me that you have to put a quarter to get a buggy. So I'm looking in my vehicle for anything at this point. I don't have a single penny.
not even a penny.
Not even a penny. And so here I am. I'm going into Aldi's. It's my first time. I don't know what to do, where to look. And I'm like, okay, I guess I just jump in. Well, I'm like, I'll just carry it around, right?
Yeah.
And so I start gathering. I got me some pasta.
Yeah.
I got me some little chippy things. My arms were full, Caroline.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, and I went after work. So I had my works logo on. I'm like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I don't have a buggy. They don't have like what do I do? So I said, well, I got my bags. I guess I'll just start stuffing this stuff in my bags.
Hey,
I was like,
eco-friendly.
I hope they don't think I'm stealing this. I promise I will check
I
out.
promise I'm checking
I
out.
promise. So at first I was like, this little bit like, they're never going to know I'm going to put this in my bag. Thankfully, I didn't get arrested that day.
Love that.
But I got to the register. I had to take it all back out of the bags
Oh,
and put it
that's
on the counter.
brutal.
And then pack it all back in, and like the person behind me, because I mean I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It was my first trip. Yeah, I didn't have a list. I did not have a list.
Which I told her to do.
She did. But the person behind me was checking out and like paying, and I'm still like, sorry getting my stuff. So here's where the funny part comes in. Okay.
I'm like, where's the win in this?
The win is that I went to Aldi's and got a lot of
okay,
food for a cheap price. However, the flip side of this, I don't know what we want to call it, is that I get home and TikTok sends me a video of what to do if you don't have a quarter.
Stop.
So-
They always listening. They know.
They know because you get your quarter back when you return the buggy.
Yeah.
Well, there was this trick like you can put your key in or anything really, it seems like.
Yeah.
I sent it to Caroline. I was like, why did you not tell me this hack?
I didn't know it.
So it's
I didn't know the
fine.
hack.
I didn't know it, she said. But that's my win is that I went to Aldi.
Yeah.
That's the win for you.
Baby steps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyways, using the back of that key was the TikTok video. So
Yeah.
that's if you don't know, now you know.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. Anyways, well, I guess that's it. That's a wrap for this episode. Hopefully you got some good tips from Caroline on how to save money while grocery shopping.
Yeah, and don't worry, we'll cover some fast food stuff at a later date. Molly and I are going to test some stuff out and see if we can find some hacks to save when going out, because we know that's also part of the larger question that the ETSU students were asking. But like Molly said, hopefully this helps you save some money in that category of your budget for groceries.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've noticed a huge difference with all those tips, so really hope you pick something up. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and maybe even share with a friend, because we want everyone to be making the best money moves that they can.
Absolutely. And if you want to share your weekly win, your weekly win with us to share
Your weekly win.
weekly. Sorry guys, your weekly win. Be sure to email us at podcast@tvaCreditUnion.com, or if there's a topic you want us to cover, you can also email us for that too.
And if you can't get enough of what we're doing here, go follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the things at TVA Credit Union.
Well, we thank you for hanging out with us today, and until next time,
Keep making those money moves.